Here we go.
You want to be like? Sensitivity equals fucking poverty.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Check it out, homie.
Welcome, No, I'm just kidding.
Unfortunately, Mike, I have the same exact cough my son has, so
I was
I
just
will do
about
my
to say
best to mute and do the
mask
things that I can try to do.
wouldn't be the last. It's not the first time. Wouldn't be the last.
No,
Life of a parent, bro.
fun times
Yep.
indeed.
Yep. Getting fucking nuts.
Yeah,
It's that
real fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's that season though. Wait till they start going to school and then they start bringing other people's fucking sicknesses home.
Yeah, not looking forward to that at all.
Nope, not at all.
But this is what we signed up for.
That's what we signed up for. Also, what we signed up for.
Oh.
Yeah. So obviously, like, kids are getting older. And I've been saying for a while now that the one that I have to worry about the most is Violet. Yep. So already at 5 years old, like Jillian's been talking to the kids about, like, because they don't want to talk to me. Like, Xander doesn't want to talk to me about a crush that he has. It's like, oh, I have a crush on this girl, but this other girl has a crush on me, but I really like this one. But I gotta tell her. And so Jillian's been coaching him through that. He's like, you gotta tell her because, you know, somebody else might snatch her up and then it's too late.
Yeah.
And so she's been trying to hype him up to tell, yeah, he's 8, you know, so whatever. So I'm just like, all right, cool. And, you know, he comes up to me with or he says, yeah, I told my friend, and I forgot his fucking name. I told my friend that I liked her, and then he said he liked her too. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I should. I was like, no, that just means you need to tell her, bro. Because now your boy doesn't even like her, but he likes her because you like her.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, back to the reasoning now for saying all this, because we've been talking about all of that, right? Of course, the 5-year-old goes, well, you know, I'm going to marry Asher. That's her friend in school. All right. I'm going to marry Asher. And I'm just like, whatever, you know, like, and I went this past week to the school and, you know, hung out with her in her class and shit.
Asher.
He was giving me
Asher.
exactly. And he was giving me attitude, bro, like crazy. And Jillian's like, that's surprising because he likes me. He brings me drawings and he brings me stuff. He goes, here, Violet's mom. And then he's giving me fucking attitude, right? So I'm already like, man, fuck this kid. And then Jillian calls me today and she's like, so I wanted to tell you that Violet said that today she tried to marry Asher. So they went under the table and she asked me if she has a kiss mark. I'm like, at fucking 5, god damn it. So yeah, all my worries are valid. So
yeah,
all my thoughts and worries are valid. She's gonna be the one. She's gonna be the one to fuck me up.
I wonder if
we're running down on Asher.
If I want to know that.
Sure are, bro. We sure are.
Yeah, we're definitely running down on Asher.
I told her, I texted her right away. I'm like, you know what? I don't know if Asher's right for my daughter. She was like, well, he's cute. I love him. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. He giving me attitude. I almost had to. He was like all up in her face and like made her drop her snack because he finished his, like a little asshole 5-year-old. And fucking, and I'm like, hey, buddy, you got to sit down. And he looked at me. He was like, I don't want to sit down. And I was like, and I looked at him because that's just what I do. I just looked at him. I said, you don't have to sit down. But you got to keep your hands to yourself. And he was like, okay.
Oh man.
Yeah. I just want to do the Bad Boys 2 Reggie scene one time. That's all we need. One good time, bro.
It's fair.
One good time. Either you when you come home or I drive. I go down
to a 5-year-old though. Like
no, not to a 5-year-old, but we don't.
That might be damaging,
bro. One of our daughters is gonna have to. They're gonna go to prom and shit.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it needs to be done.
Some doofy ass kid is gonna be coming to the door. Is Violet home? Who the fuck are you?
And then one day he ends up saving your life.
And one day he ends up saving my life. But before he saves my life, we gotta learn respect. Damn, nigga, you look about 30. Yep.
Oh man.
And our daughter's around the same age, so we have to do it twice in 1 year. Yep. I'm with it.
Basically.
I'm with it. Now these kids, man, and it's so anyway. Moral of that story is, at 5 years old, I've already been validated that the stress is going to be crazy with this girl.
Yeah, that's rough. I don't even want to think.
Yeah, I haven't had that issue or instance with Alani yet, and she's 11, right? Like maybe she has crushes, but she's too worried about just having fun and being a kid and just
right.
And then it's Violet, the 5-year-old, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna marry this kid.
Being all romantical.
Yeah. I mean, he's a sweet kid. He probably does want to marry her too. Already.
Well, yeah, because that's how you get to the boom boom.
Yeah. Bro, I wouldn't put it past him that when he gets to the age, I know he's going to change by then, but when he gets to that age, I wouldn't put it past him. And he goes, no, we can't do anything until you're married. Because he's just that, that sweet of a kid. That'll change. That'll change for sure. But
right.
Once his boys start getting into his ear and shit.
Right.
That's usually what does it.
That's where I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll just homeschool these kids.
Mm-hmm.
Not me though. Like somebody else homeschool these kids.
Somebody come over here and
right.
Because
somebody else teach. I ain't got time for that. I got 2 cousins that do that, and I'm still kind of like, how do you find the time? I mean, obviously they don't work, but still.
Nah, fuck all that.
How do you find the patience? How do you find the energy?
Sure.
How do you even with the? Because I did ask them because I was like, oh, that shit is wild, and they I don't know, they signed up for some online shit that basically provides them of the whole curriculum.
Sure.
But even with that, I ain't doing all that, and then you got to be on top of them for that's a lot, man. I'm not a teacher. Why would I try to be a teacher?
I don't even like to learn. Imagine teaching somebody something. Like, nah, I'm good on that.
Yeah, nah, that's wild.
I'm here to help you once you get past all that shit. Try to figure out what it is that you like and try to figure out if we can, that's where dad will come in handy. Give you some life lessons, but to actually teach you all the general BS, nah.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, you want to get started on this?
I am ready. Yeah, let's do it.
Right. Danny, just to throw that up there, said he could remember when his oldest finally got some. He just knew it, and he was correct because he just started moving different. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Start walking with a little more swag or a little more, pep in his step. Is like
the sun is shining.
Yeah, I've known you your entire life. I don't know who this person is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get some? We just don't have any babies. That's usually the goal.
Just want to be so old that I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, At your age, yeah, that's pretty much facts though.
Yeah.
By the time your kids are 20, you'll be what? Like nearing 60?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not too bad.
That's not the worst.
Yeah.
There's some cool 60-year-olds.
Yeah. Early onset dementia might start kicking in.
Definitely.
All right. Yeah. Let's do it the old school way, and then I'll fill people in. All right.
Let's clap at it.
Oh, yeah. 3, 2, 1.
And here we go.
You want to be like? Sensitivity equals fucking poverty.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Check it out, homie.
Everyone, welcome to episode 251 of Insensitive Culture. As always, you know me.
What's up, what?
You know my guy on the other end. You know who we be, baby.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie.
Check it out, homie.
Insensitive Culture.
And Blazer. No, April Fool's. Foes.
Not today. Maybe again in the near to distant future. I don't know. I'll let him decide. I know I was talking to my brother Danny about possibly getting a little bit of a setup so that he could join us from time to time, should he want to do that, instead of being, a viewer here on Twitch. But that way he can just, say all these things in real time. So, so first and foremost, I would like to say that, yes, moving forward, if you didn't catch last week's or 2 weeks ago, the previous episode, Blazer Ramon is no longer on the show, and that's okay. He's still the homie. We still in the group chat. We still talk all the damn time. But that just means certain changes are going to be coming around. We want to we've been talking a little bit more about honing in on who Insensitive Culture is, what we would like to accomplish. So moving forward, we will now be known as Insensitive Culture Presents Casual Nerds, because that's what we are. We're casual nerds, right? We get really nerdy about a bunch of stuff, but we're too lazy to really get in depth and do any kind of crazy research on any of that shit. So, just know that that's what we are going to be doing.
No Rocco's over here.
No.
Rocco show.
He's like the full nerd. If you caught the last episode, he has the nerd voice. He has the nerd features. He has like the full nerd package. And we just enjoy certain things, but don't really care that much.
We casually.
We care more than your average person, but not enough to really be like, well, let me dig into something for 20 hours on that. No, that's not what we're going to do. But anyway, moving forward, we will be, Insensitive Culture Presents Casual Nerds. So we'll be changing things up from time to time. We're going to find our voice as a duo with, guests occasionally. Like I said, Danny's going to be joining. We'll have Donald. I'm sure he'll come on the pod. It's gonna be a good transition, and I just wanted to fill everybody in before we keep going on this thing. But you know what? How you doing today, bro? I see you're a little sick. The family's a little sick.
Yeah, I'm struggling. We're gonna make this through. I ain't gotta bring my burdens onto the show. Nah, we all right. We all right. You had a good, the problem is, and I hate talking about the weather on this show because the weather's only the weather here, not everywhere. But the problem is that locally here, at least, the weather's been going up and down and up and down and up and down. And I think that's just been fucking around with the with the pipes, the special pipes that I use to make this show and my other show and everything. And so, like, I'm just trying to pop through it, get through. Make sure these kids is all right, because they also up and down. But outside of that, now we good, man. Last week couldn't do it because I was traveling for work in dirty Texas.
Yep.
And I wish I had like some awesome story about that, but it was just regular
Very
degular. Yeah, I went to like a dope taco spot.
Yeah.
That I got put onto. I feel like there's better taco spots in Texas, but I don't know. I've been having a hard time finding a good taco.
Oh, you gotta do some research before you even go, bro.
You know, I have, and well, maybe my research hasn't been personal research. It's been like reliant on the people I know that live there.
Olvídate
And
de
I'm
eso.
like, yo, like they should know
You
where
can-
the
you
good
know-
tacos are because
you
they
know
live
what you gotta
there.
do? I know y'all are anti TikTok.
Mhm.
Honestly, you
Not
need
anti,
to.
but
I know, but
I just don't want to fuck up my algorithm by looking for food and shit, and then now I start getting all this
that's
food
the
stuff, and all the
algorithm.
booties go away.
That's the best algorithm. You know, it don't have to be the mukbang ones, but you know, all the people that are doing like food reviews in these places,
Mhm.
especially you because you travel. So it's like, oh, next time I'll remember. Oh, I need to save that because that place looks fucking bomb. You know what I mean? So
Well, you can have multiple profiles on TikTok, right? Just
Oh,
like
yeah.
IG and shit. Maybe I
That's-
should
yeah.
just create like another TikTok profile so I could
Yeah.
do standard TikTok research. Anyways, yeah,
Top 5 at 5
not a
needs
bad idea.
TikTok.
Yeah, I have absolutely been postponing and kicking that can down the curb. Just what the
I'm
fuck
just
is
saying.
that?
I mean, what, you heard something?
Yeah, someone was just slamming down the horn. Sorry about that.
Shit.
Yeah. I TikTok. I've been
You
I've
know,
been moving slow on doing the top 5 TikTok
I'm
and
telling
all
you
the
right
promos,
now.
but
I'm telling you right now, man.
that's where it's gonna be.
I mean,
right?
even if you just make it just for food shit, like it doesn't have to be your main algo.
Yeah.
You know, you just have that extra shit that you want to do, and then whenever you feel like I want to create content for this, then you do that. But
Fair.
it's it just needs an extra one. Danny said, if you found any good barbecue,
Yeah, there's mad good barbecue in Austin that I've had.
Dude, I need to go
A
there,
bunch of different spots. I mean, it's even low key gas station Rudy's, like just straight up go to, like they got, Terry Black's is fire. Danny shouted out Terry Black's. Terry Black's is no joke, one of my favorite spots there. Rudy's is fire. Fucking Bucky's is fire. Like there's just these like side of the road bullshit barbecue spots be banging. What's that? Bussin'?
Bussies.
Yeah, bussies. Bussies.
I know it's not Bucky's, but it looks like
it looked like bussies. I'm trying to think what's the other one besides Terry Black that I've been to, but nah, I definitely have some. My favorite number one is called La Barbecue. The first time I seen it, I thought it was LA Barbecue, but nah, it's just La Barbecue.
barbecue.
It used to be like in a corner store. It was weird. It wasn't like a corner store, but it looked like a convenience store, I should say. Because it was like a convenience store, and then they had like a total different checkout register, kind of like how the gas station restaurants be, you know what I mean? It's like in the same spot but on the side. It was very similar to that, except like they took over most of it because everybody's going there for the barbecue. I think they moved like just down the street from that spot, and they just have like a dedicated restaurant now, but yeah, that spot was, and they're only open for like lunch. Like they're not open for dinner. It's like 12 to 6 or some shit like that. But the brisket that they got there, that might be my favorite.
Okay.
And I don't even fuck with brisket like that because usually it'd be a little dry. But man, this
make it out.
brisket is banging.
Honestly, I gotta make it out. I never really get to travel like that. And honestly, I've applied for like some local Delta airline like positions, like bagging, the loading up the bags and shit. Because even if I do that part-time, I get to fly for free. Me and my family get to fly for free.
Yeah.
So I'm like, shit, if I could do that part-time, make some extra cash and get free flights,
yeah,
I'm all in. I'll be going places just to go. I'll be
Word.
visiting Danny every couple of months or whatever.
I mean, shit.
Um,
We stay on this. We might be at South by Southwest next year.
Shit, hell yeah, I'm down for that for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
that just passed. I think earlier this month.
Oh yeah, no, I mean that's the whole. Honestly, just to keep it, transparent with everybody, all of our listeners. I mean, that's the goal, right? We want to hone in on categories that we want people to take us seriously in, and when that comes in, more people start watching. Blah blah blah. We get invites to actually produce better content. We get to go places and
We
be
gonna start
on
doing interviews and
some
shit. You'll
doing
see.
interviews like. We just I mean that's the goal. It's always to move forward in a positive motion. But before all of that, right, we got to get down to the nitty gritty, and we're gonna do some question. All right, I got a couple small questions here, and then I got a little bit of something new. So. Yeah, let's start off with first question.
Mm-hmm.
What movie twist does everybody love, but you thought it was just mid?
So transparently, typically we get these questions like hours and hours before the show starts, and this one wasn't. However, this one popped into my head pretty quickly.
Sure.
Because early on when I seen this flick, I felt like, oh shit. And I think I want to say the more I thought about it, the more I was like, one, I don't think I'm gonna rewatch this. And two, I'm not sure, and I think I have seen it twice. But like I definitely was not as impressed the second time around, and still don't think about it that impressively today. And it would probably, like you said, everyone thinks it's fire, and it's one of our favorite directors. But
oh man,
I'm gonna go with The Prestige.
The Prestige. You crazy for that one? But yeah, I mean, I respect it.
Yeah, the whole twin the whole time was a little bit of a twist, but not really that crazy. Kind of like I say, a little mid. But then the whole thing with like the cloning machine, that kind of just changed the whole vibe of like if it would just been like the twin thing, and they would have figured out some way around that, then like it just went to this whole like weird science fiction, like literal magic type shit.
Yeah,
that was like
that's still regarded like one of the best movies. Like every time I hear The Prestige, somebody's just saying, "Oh, you haven't seen The Prestige? That shit is great."
Yeah,
I'm
sure people feel that way, and I think it is maybe a good first time run through. You're like, wow, okay. They got me.
Yeah.
But then they just kept going. And then I'm like, all right. Yeah. I don't know. It took me out of the illusion based, reality that was happening for most of it. But when the clone shit came through, it really just turned it into some whole different type of movie that that's where I'm going. That's what I'm saying. That was a little mid for me.
That's fair.
20 years coming now.
That's fair. Danny says, yeah, the cloning was kind of whack. I thought there was only one Wolverine.
There you go. There is only one Wolverine.
There is.
Even in the multiverse.
Yeah, even in the multiverse, there's still one Wolverine to rule them all.
Right.
Yeah, for me, it was because I had to think about it, right? There are a ton of movies that had like a really big twist to it. And I had to really think about like, okay, well, which one did I think was actually mid? And the one I landed on was Jordan Peele's Us. I felt like that twist.
No, wait, which was Us?
Us is the one where they had doppelgangers.
The family? Yeah.
family.
Yeah, that was mid.
Yeah, that was. And a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, you have to watch this movie." And when I finally saw it, I was like, "Oh, the twist is she was one of the doppelgangers." And all I really thought with that, I was like, "Okay, so she was one of the doppelgangers. So that means that they could be salvaged."
Right.
Like this, so they could be salvaged and taught to be normal. You know what I mean? So it just wasn't. And I think the same one can go with the UFO one. What is it?
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I mean, for me, the wildest part of Nope was the beginning, the monkey scene.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was wild. And I would have been like, "Yo, what the
UFO shit?" Was like, okay, that's
it's a big old asshole just sucking people up.
Right.
Oh man. Daddy says, honestly, Us is probably the best answer. That was very mid.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been I mean, I do enjoy Jordan Peele's movies.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy that they're different than your standard. Like he's not writing standard twists, and he's trying to do something unique. And he is,
man.
And good writing either way. The writing in the movies is good. The first movie that he did, which one was that one?
Get Out.
Get Out, yeah. That one had a better twist, but even then, like, it wasn't a wild. I don't know. Because of the pacing of the movie, it made me like I wasn't like blown away when it was exposed what was happening.
Sure.
But again, good movie.
Yeah. And that's what it is. That really is what it is. Like, I enjoy that he's making these good movies and whatever, but it's like they're and even then I will have to say that they are not M. Night Shyamalan bad with the twist, right? He had the good twist in Sixth Sense, and everybody was like, "Oh," and then he was like, "Well, not all of these movies need a fucking twist, right?" And then
I hope it's not that.
Yeah. I don't think it's
like don't keep doing twist movies only.
Yeah. Danny says the alien in Nope reminded me of a big tortilla. It looked like a tortilla with an asshole. And then Leo says, "Yeah, that shit was prolapsed." Sure was. That thing was coming down like
word.
And then shitting on people, literally. So yeah,
shit, that's right.
What's shitting on people? Actually, I think that was an asshole now that I think about it. It was started off as a joke and then was like, "Oh no, actually that was." All right. So next question. You have to form a 5-man crew for a heist using only movie characters. Who's on your team? And I know you probably need a little bit of time to put some people together. So I have a team.
You got some. Go.
I have a team. Yeah.
We might have some crossovers. So let's see.
Oh, for sure. So okay, and I thought about like why these people belonged on this team. Mm-hmm. So I came up with, of course, this is probably going to be a crossover. John Wick, right? Ooh. You need a weapons expert that's going to handle his fucking business, and you know he's going to get busy every time. Every time.
Mad at that? That's good.
So can't be mad at that. You need the muscle. Jack Reacher from the show.
Ooh, right? Big boy.
Yeah, because when he comes in there, he's going to be slamming motherfuckers. He's good with guns. He's the muscle. He's the person that when he's coming at you.
He almost got took out by Paulie, but yeah.
You what?
He almost got took out by Paulie, but.
I mean.
But he still took it.
Bruh, that motherfucker was huge. That finale was crazy, by the way. But we
Yeah.
we could talk about that later if you want.
He has actual gigantism.
Yeah. He does.
Which is wild. Like
Without-
at first, I was like, I can't tell if they're just making this dude look really big, or if he actually is really big. Because I'm pretty sure this dude that plays Jack Reacher is a pretty big fucking guy, and this dude is fucking like a foot taller than him.
Dude said that he was. I saw an interview. I think I might have shared it with you, where he said he was like 6'10" or 6'11" at 17. And he was over 7 foot by the time he was 19. And that they ran tests on him, and he definitely has the giant gene, but with none of the deformities. He's a completely healthy giant.
I mean, he looks kind of funny, but yeah, no, you're.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
He
looks massive,
yeah.
But also he walks normal. He does everything pretty normal.
Yeah, I mean,
in
thank God he
comparison to
broke
other
into
folks,
the
you know?
Hollywood.
Right. So that, you know, but anyway, all right, John Wick.
Yeah. Sorry, cut off.
No, you good. All right. So now we had the weapons expert, we got the muscle, right?
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, we need somebody to come up with a plan, right? We need the strategy, the person with the strategy to kind of figure out how we gonna get in, how we gonna get out, right? So I landed on Andy Dufresne.
Ooh,
right? I'm saying you can't be mad at that, right?
I'm not mad at that. That's a deep cut.
Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
This motherfucker broke out of prison, and he was a smart motherfucker. Let's see, and then this one's a little more silly, but also okay. He's resourceful, and he thinks very well on the fly, right? We're gonna go with Kevin McAllister. Adult Kevin McAllister, right? Because you know that after doing all that, he probably turned to a life of crime any damn way. So, especially after his dad probably went to prison for whatever the fuck he was doing. And then the last one, just pretty much because he's loyal and he doesn't ask questions and he's down for whatever. I went with James Coughlin, which is Jeremy Renner's character from The Town.
Ooh. Wait, from The Town?
Yeah, The Town.
The fuck did he do in The Town?
He was Ben Affleck's like best friend. He told him when he came up to me, he was like, listen, I need you to we're gonna do something, and you can't ever ask me why or anything. And his only response was like,
all right, I got you.
Yeah. He was like, whose car do we take?
Yeah, I like that. I fuck with that.
So yeah, he was down.
That's
he was
5?
Yeah, there we go.
Damn.
Whose car are we taking?
Yeah.
He ain't even
no
didn't
questions
even think about
asked.
it. Yeah, it's just like, all right, cool. Then he says Andy was patient too. I like it. He sure was.
He sure as hell was. He wrote that shit out for years.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck else was he gonna do? You know how many times, like after he broke through, that he had to like scope out the fucking, the whole place and shit, and then come right back and just lock himself back up. Yeah. Anyway, you got a team? You think you think you could put together a team?
I do. I had to look up a lot of these people's character names because I just remember who the actors were.
That works too. I mean, you can just.
It's sad for some of these movies that I talk about a lot and really enjoy, but I just always forget their character names.
I don't always remember the character names.
Like a dumbass.
Dave was good at that. He'd be like this person and that person in the show, and I'm like, I don't remember what the fuck his character's name is.
It's gonna be even more sad when I tell you these movies because these are pretty damn well-known movies.
I mean, still. All right, let's go.
I mean, the one I know off the top of the muscle, I didn't have to look up because I know the character name. Well,
sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know. I know the character name. I don't know the I think I know who the actor was. Anyways, doesn't matter because she's been played many times as different forms. Heist. I'm gonna start with sexiness because we need a little sexiness on the team, and I'm going with Catwoman.
Okay, that's not a bad choice
Not
for
a
a
bad
heist.
choice, right?
Nope.
You gotta
In and out.
in and out. She's slick with it. She steals shit all the time. She's
Yep.
smart, and because she's sexy, she can be a good distraction, diversion. You know,
I didn't even
get
think
you
about
out of
that.
shit.
All right, you need that girl that's just going to charm the shit out of that person that you need to get past.
Right.
Smart.
And then because again, I'm thinking best way to get into and out time travel. So I'm going with Robert Pattinson and looked it up. It's Neil in Tenet.
Okay. Damn.
Show me
Okay.
how to get out.
Yeah.
Let's
Sure.
get in, let's get out, let's do it.
Yeah. Fuck. He needs to bring that technology with him.
Word. As long as he knows where the machine is, we can make this happen.
Gucci. All right. So far, no overlapping, and I like these choices.
Yeah, no. I don't think we got overlap here. My similarly and same director, heist movie. Gonna go with Leo's character, Dom in Inception.
Okay. Damn, you going for all the
heist dudes.
I mean, all the heist dudes, but all the like crazy specialty heist dudes, right? You got
I don't know what kind of heist we pulling here.
Yeah.
My only like safeguard is Selena Kyle, Catwoman, right? Like she's like she can pickpocket. She's also like, you know, sneaking in and out type shit. Everybody else is high tech heist.
Yeah. I was gonna say the only downside to Leo's character is that he needed his own team in order to successfully like do the Inception.
So I'm not using him to do Inception.
Okay.
I'm using him for the planning. Like you mentioned, like a planner.
Sure.
Somebody that got the idea. I think I'm going with him because he was like the one that set it all up, right? And he would always set up these heists. So I think he got that big brain for that.
The one helping you putting these people together.
Yeah.
I got you.
He's the Danny Ocean.
Yes. Okay.
Then what else? Who else I had here? I said Selena Kyle, Pattinson, Leo. Oh, my boy. You can't kill him. And he's masked up all the time, in and out. Ethan Hunt on MI5, MI6, MI7, MI8, MI9, MI12.
He's not dying. He's taking a beating. He's gonna get in and
from
out.
buildings. He's stealing shit.
Yeah.
He's a heister.
No, yeah. Solid team.
And then I'm gonna go for my last. I just had to think of somebody that was strong as fuck that nobody would fuck with, because like you said, you need muscle. And I'm gonna go Chewbacca. You don't gotta know what the fuck he's saying.
He's loyal as fuck too.
Just know he got your back.
Yeah. I mean, once y'all, once he's loyal to you, you will understand him. Just like what's his name?
That's true.
Like Groot.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
you'll pick that up. You pick it up
real quick. Danny sent in his team. He said Mystique, Nightcrawler, Taj, which is ludicrous, Ethan Hunt, and Dominic Toretto. That's not a bad team.
That's not bad at all. You got two fast riders though.
That's who I forgot. You need the wheelman.
Yeah. So who's the wheelman there? Is it Taj or Toretto?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, probably no, because Taj is more of the like the electronics
guy,
so the actual driver. So
I like that. Yeah, the tech guy. Yeah,
we need the tech guy.
Yeah, you do. I like, you know, you,
Good
you just
list.
got to
It's a
deal
good
with Dom talking about family all the time, but I'm all right with that. If we a 5-man family crew.
Yeah, he thinks he's the boss of that, but good luck trying to tell Mystique what to do. You know what I mean? That's what,
He made Tyrese go to space possible.
yeah.
He made Tyrese go to space. That's funny.
All right. So that was the last of the questions. But I had one other side thing. It wasn't really a question. It was this is a new segment we'll probably bring on from time to time called Let's Ask Chatty G.
Oh,
so in this one,
Chatty G, the third member of the pod.
third member of the pod. All right. So I asked Chatty G, right, to come up with a scenario of 5 action action characters to put them into a scenario where they fight to the death. And Chatty G, Chat GPT, for those of you who ain't catching on, came up with the fighters are John Wick, who's a master of gun fu.
Gun fu.
I like that. He said John Wick, Ethan Hunt. I guess it was 6 of them. I thought 5. Laura Croft, mad random. The Predator.
Whoa.
Mad Max, and the Bride, Beatrix Kiddo. And the scenario is they've all teleported into a sprawling cyberpunk city arena filled with traps, vertical levels, and hidden weapons. Think Ready Player One meets the Hunger Games. Each fighter starts in a different quadrant with only their base gear, right? So they drop in and they grab whatever they need. And the twist is every 10 minutes, a random power-up drops. One might be a bulletproof vest. Another could be a temporary invisibility cloak or a vintage flamethrower, whatever. Every 10 minutes, something, they get some sort of power-up. So before, because I'm not going to read like the full, it laid out like what the full experience is. But we don't need to. I could summarize any of that. But I just wanted to ask you, who do you think in those 6 characters, who do you think is going to come out victorious in this scenario? Which, by the way, if they came up with this movie, I'm 100% watching it.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we have Chatty G make us a fucking anime of it? Because that would be dope.
I tried. It recommended some places where I could get some animations done.
Let's see. I feel like it's gonna be a toss up between John Wick and Ethan Hunt because those 2 dudes don't die.
Everybody are on the Predator.
Yeah, the Predator probably gonna be the first one to die out of that group. I think
that's a crazy notion.
I know. Maybe the Bride, because she don't really got powers other than she be flipping midair with no support.
With that katana though,
she do. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ethan Hunt doesn't have powers either.
That's true.
Just
actually
fucking pure luck.
Nobody on this list has powers.
Yeah.
Everybody's a weapons expert, really.
What was it again? It was
John Wick, Ethan Hunt, Laura Croft, The Predator, Mad Max.
Nah, she's going first. Why is Laura Croft even there?
I don't know. This is what he came up with.
Capuela. Yeah, Laura Croft is going first.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember of a fight that she was in, and I'm sure she did it, and probably, and is this like Angelina Jolie Laura Croft or like the other
It doesn't say.
Swanson or whatever,
Well,
Lara
let's-
Croft,
let's
or the video
imagine-
game Lara Croft. I
let's
don't think it matters.
imagine-
She dying first.
Slowly.
She dying first.
Okay.
Then the Predator, then the Bride, and then it's gonna be who the fuck survive. You know, it's probably gonna be John Wick because Ethan Hunt again. He's got skills to survive mad shit,
Yeah.
but he don't really take it like he don't get into fucking straight up beef brawls like John Wick do.
Okay. Yeah.
Pause on all of that. I don't even know what the fuck I was saying, so I'm just gonna
Sure.
give it a pause. But yeah, I think John Wick might end up taking this fight. The only caveat, the Bride might sneakily take John Wick out before we get to see him, you know, go through his thing. Yeah, pointy teta, Lara Croft.
Yeah, she might stand more of a chance. Ding ding.
Yeah, she it might end up being the Bride versus Lara Croft at that point because everybody's distracted by the pointy tetas.
All right. So that's your assumption here, right? So I mean it lays out literally like every like first contact, first elimination, blah blah blah. So
Okay.
so first elimination, it says Wick and the Bride clash, bullets versus katana. Wick clips her leg, but she slices through his vest. Before either could finish the fight, the Predator comes in and stabs the Bride from behind. She's down. There's 5 left. So the Bride is gone first because she got clipped by John Wick. And the Predator came, finished her off. Already, okay. All right. So then let's see.
And Lara Croft just chilling.
Yeah. And then it says the Predator then turns on Wick. He dives through broken glass, grabs an automatic weapon, and lights it up. Predator gets wrecked. 4 left. It's chat GPT, right? It's not gonna get too crazy.
That's pretty damn crazy.
Yeah. That is pretty damn crazy. He not going out that fast. I'll say that. Predator ain't going out that fast. Then it says Lara Croft is hiding in the rafters, uses a stolen power-up, disables Mad Max's car, and knocks the flamethrower into the sewer.
Oh, I forgot all about Mad Max.
Yeah, I forgot about Mad Max too. Damn, my light done turned off. My bad. We'll let that charge up for a little bit. Anyway, all right. It says Ethan Hunt is now bleeding out. Bleeding but not out. Parachutes on the rooftop. Blah blah blah. Lara Croft wins with a hidden blade against Ethan Hunt. Oh, I'm sorry, Chat GPT. You're not.
Yeah.
You're already. I'm not believing this story. So no.
Unless they talking about 1960s Ethan Hunt,
I don't know.
not Tom Cruise.
It doesn't. No, not Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise doesn't fucking die. But anyway, in this scenario,
Okay.
Lara Croft takes out Ethan Hunt. So there's 3 left.
Wow.
Right? Now it's down to John Wick, Lara Croft, and Mad Max. Right? Max throws a Mazel Tov. Mrs. Wick ignites the building. Laura and Wick end up in the building, on the building rooftop.
Mazel tov. A Molotov cocktail.
Yeah. My bad. I'm just.
He just said Mazel tov, everyone. Have a great day.
Molotov cocktail. Molotov. My bad. And Mrs. Wick, blah, blah, blah. They end up on the burning rooftop. Lara Croft and John Wick. Laura almost gets him with a pickaxe, but Wick headshots her mid-leap like he normally would. She's gone. 2 left. Now it's John Wick versus Mad Max. Both exhausted. Max has grit, scraps, and fury. Wick has technique, speed, and bulletproof will. They trade hits. Max pins him with a steel pipe, but Wick disarms him and shoots him twice in the chest. John Wick becomes the victor.
I'm not mad at the ending.
I'm not mad at the ending either. I think John Wick.
I think
overall,
John Wick is
that dude is
also
relentless.
unkillable with a bulletproof suit.
He's the Baba Yaga.
He's the Baba Yaga. I hope I don't know what he's going to do in this ballerina movie, because it seems for the teasers it made it seem like he was mentoring her, and now it seems like they're going after each other in the trailer. So I don't know what's going to happen there.
Not mad at that.
No, not at all, because I'll watch Ana de Armas do anything.
That's a fact.
But I don't think Mad Max is making it that far. I'm sorry, Chatty.
Or nah. Mad Max is not making it that far. It probably would have came down to the Predator versus John Wick.
You know, the only reason that I'm not fucking with the Predator is I've seen the Predator die like in 6 movies. Like everybody kills the Predator.
It's the same one though.
But everybody kills the. What I mean is like Predators don't seem like they're difficult when you don't know what the fuck is going on. But once you learn that they're predators and that they're hunters, most of them are. It seems like they die pretty easily. Not easily, but compared to these other ones, yeah, there you go. Throw some mud on, as long as you fighting the Predator.
But that's the problem, right? In this scenario, none of them know that they're fighting the Predator, and even if they know that they're fighting the Predator, what the fuck do they know about fighting a Predator? In every single movie, it's always a team of people that end up fighting the Predator, and and everybody usually dies, and it's probably like 1 to 2 people at the end.
Yeah.
That end up taking out the Predator because they learn this shit as they go along.
Yeah.
So, maybe the one that would probably honestly like figure this shit out before everyone else would probably be Ethan Hunt.
Yeah.
He would probably figure out like, what the fuck is this thing? How can I, and he would probably observe.
Or Laura Croft. I mean, she is a puzzle solver.
Could be.
If she survived that long.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm sexist, right?
I'm mad that the bride got murked so early.
I don't think the pointy tetas are gonna do it. But anyway, all right.
Yeah, see, if
he's like, I think
bride would have took out.
Take it honestly. Oh man. So yeah, come on, man. Yeah, we know this because we've seen multiple movies.
Yeah.
But if we had not, and this motherfucker is, we would all be dropped in and be like, yo, what the fuck is that?
I mean, the bride broke herself out of a fucking casket, yo.
That's true, but has she ever fought an alien?
Wood don't fight back.
Nope. She ain't never fought it. She never fought a fucking alien with a fucking cannon on her on its shoulder. So
okay, now you tripping, Danny, with this Buzz Lightyear shit.
What about if you throw Buzz Lightyear?
Buzz Lightyear's the first one to go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the toy or the one from the Buzz Lightyear movie, because he was quick on his feet.
He was a little bit better.
Yeah, he's the man. All right, we need to move on because we got a lot of shit to cover. But that was my first shot at Ask Chatty G.
All right,
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad.
Yeah. So. All right, let's get into our usual. We probably don't have to use a drop after this, but Hollywood. All right, so last week, one of the biggest things that happened in Hollywood or in our nerd universe is Marvel decided to keep all nerds and casual nerds alike hostage for 5 hours as they released a brand new chair with a brand new cast member of Avengers Doomsday every 12 to 15 minutes.
That shit was nuts.
For 5 hours. First of all, for all of the people that are saying, that was genius, and, I applaud Marvel. You're a fucking liar. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I stood there and I kept it on the back burner until I heard music playing, and then I would switch over the screen.
I
5
didn't even know music
hours.
was playing. That's how they would. That's how you knew.
Yeah,
It'd be quiet. You'd kind of start hearing a little bit of the room noise, which was just like a quiet hum.
Mm-hmm.
And then after about a couple minutes or so, you would hear music play, and that's when you know they're about to reveal the next chair. So
Yeah.
so that's what we went through, and all of us.
I feel like at least if you were watching on YouTube, because when you first sent me the link, it was the IG link, and
Sure.
it just literally looked like it was frozen. And there's no like rewind on Instagram when it's live, so
But
there is absolutely no way to know that something else is gonna happen. It just literally looked frozen. At least on YouTube, you could scrub backwards and be like, "Oh shit, it's been moving." Okay. Yeah, on IG, it was just
commenting and shit.
Yeah, it was just comments of people being like, "Yo, this shit sucks. It's frozen. Is it just frozen for you, or I think it's frozen for me?" Yeah, but
Started off on IG, and then I quickly went over to YouTube because of that. Because I was in a group chat with my brothers talking about it, and then I'm on IG, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, I got to get out of this to go into that." So then I went onto YouTube on my computer, and then just did it from there.
Yeah.
But either way,
I mean, I wouldn't say that it was genius, because I think 12 minutes in between each chair was OD.
It was OD. It was
and
OD.
I don't know that they like gained anything besides attention from doing it.
Sure.
But I feel like they would have gotten the same amount of attention if they would have made it half the amount of time.
I mean,
each chair, like it was.
I still respect it. I still respect it because, like, first of all, yeah, I'm in agreement that fucking 5 hours to show this ensemble was kind of OD.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we were talking about it the whole time. I was in a group chat with my brothers. I was chatting with you and Dave, talking about this and updating you every single time it came up.
Right.
And it was it still had us fucking nerds and casual nerds fucking glued to the shit, because they kept up in the ante. At first it started off with like, okay, yeah, that's usual. And then it was like, oh shit. And they started that off by saying that they were going to say a name that was bigger than Robert Downey Jr. that's going to be added to this, right? So I was assuming it was just like one person, but it ended up being a bunch of people that a lot of people didn't really think were going to be in this movie. So
I was about to say, who was that one name? Because
it didn't end up being just
one that was above any others.
Yeah. So, and Danny's right on that. He said it felt like a must see for those 5 hours, and which was exciting. So, So, and he also said, Eric V related it to the NFL NBA draft, which I thought was pretty accurate and exciting. So
I see that too, and that's probably why I hated it so much, because I hate the NBA NFL draft, man. That should be so long in between choices. That I end up typically like I'll watch and then I'll change the channel and watch something else and then come back to it and hope that I catch it before the next choice is made. Because I hate the super long gap in between. And that's exactly how this was. That's good shit, Eric Voss. That was pretty damn accurate, and it probably pinpoints why I was not a big fan of this.
So in short, like they released 27 names, actors' names that are going to guarantee,
which is wild,
which is crazy. And I'm pretty sure that this is not the entire list of people that are going to be in this movie, right?
Probably not, which is also wild.
These are just the names.
And this is like part one, right?
Yeah. So this is for just Doomsday. This does not include Secret War.
Yeah, because there was no typical Avengers outside of like the Falcon and Thor.
Right. So here we'll go through the list. So it's mainly teams, right? We had the Fantastic Four, which we knew were going to be a part of this.
Yep.
And we have all the actors associated with that. And then we had the Avengers, which was, Chris Hemsworth is coming back as Thor. I'm trying to go through this. Paul Rudd. Let's see. It was Paul Rudd and
Letitia Wright.
Tom Hiddleston. Tom Hiddleston is coming back as
Is he an Avenger?
I mean, he's part of he's part of the Avengers team. I think towards the end he sort of became that. But anyway, I'm talking about more so like from the original cast, right?
Yeah.
And then we have like Captain America's coming back. His Falcon is coming back.
Yeah.
For that. From the Wakandan team, we're getting Letitia Wright. We're getting Winston Duke is coming back as M'Baku, and we're getting what's his name? Tinoch, who played Namor. So we're gonna see Namor back in the saddle on this, which that's exciting, right? And then we're getting the entire Thunderbolts cast except for one person, so we know who dies in that movie.
I know, right? Like, is that what that implies? Because if it does, that's kind of whack.
That is kind of whack. But I had heard
not that she's like an awesome character or anything.
Right.
Taskmaster, right? That's who.
No. I think it was Ghost or some shit. It was.
I think Ghost is in it. I think it's Taskmaster that dies.
Oh, okay. It could be. Yeah, you might be right on that.
Yeah. Danny confirmed.
Yep, Danny confirmed Taskmaster. Okay, so Taskmaster is not on that list,
which is a whack character anyway.
Yeah, and the biggest, I think the biggest news to come out of this, and I think is what they were implying when they said that they're going to be saying a big name, was the original cast of the X-Men series. So, and that's
minus
Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, Rebecca Romijn, Alan Cumming, James Marsden is coming back as Cyclops. And then the interesting part of that whole list. Oh, and I'm sorry. What's his name? Where the hell is it? Kelsey Grammer is coming back from Beast. Yeah. So the interesting part of that is that they added Channing Tatum, right? And a lot of people were hyped for that because, from the last movie, they really wanted him to come back. So, and I applaud that. But to me, the interesting part of that whole casting is that this is, even though they're bringing back everybody from the original X-Men, it kind of tells me that this is not that universe, right? It's the same actors, but I think it's going to be a similar universe as far as X-Men 97. Probably not exactly that to where it ties in like the story arc of X-Men 97, but I think we're gonna see the OG. And Nightcrawler. Thank you, Danny. He's also coming back. But yeah. So back to my point. I think that because of the addition of Channing Tatum, which was very heavily inspired by the X-Men 97 version of Gambit, because that's the only real version that we've seen. We haven't seen a live action one other than X-Men Origins, and nobody liked that. Like, he was not like Gambit at all. So anyway, that mixed with the way the Beast looked in the end credits of the Marvels, which really matched the look of the X-Men 97 Beast.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it may not be exactly the X-Men 97, but I'm thinking we're going to get that team in a different universe where their costumes are more likely to be that, bright blue, yellow visor, not the dark black, stuff that was heavily influenced by the Matrix in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I mean,
we're gonna
it could be, but I also feel like Marvel has hedged their bets when it comes to multiverse, in that you could be like 98% of what we know from one universe, but
Sure.
2% different,
Sure.
and it makes you different, right? Like,
Yeah.
and that's fair because that's what the multiverse is. I'll use the neighborhood friendly Spider-Man example,
Mhm.
because it is pretty much spot on to the MCU timeline,
Yeah.
except there's some sort of deviation,
Yeah. It's a very
where at some point it varies off and it's just slightly different. But there's
Yeah.
so many things that are exactly the same as what we know from the MCU. And so I feel like it could very well be. I mean, I have nowhere. This has to be all multiversal, or multi-timeline, which is probably why Loki is being involved, right? It's going to be some sort of multi-timeline crash that brings Doomsday
It's going to be an incursion.
in, some type of like incursion or something like that. It'll be. I have no real idea how the fuck they're going to introduce the Fox Universe X-Men. I think it's weird that there was no Halle Berry and no Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, as part of the cast, at
Every
least
single
not yet.
time. Every single time that we hear that I hear someone saying it's weird that we don't have this person, that person, right? First of all, and I agree with you. It is kind of weird, but it could be they haven't exactly signed the papers yet, right? Or
Sure.
or we need, because something's gonna happen here in this movie, right? People are gonna die,
Mhm.
people are gonna be trapped, blah blah blah. We need people in Secret War
Yeah.
to come and be recruited by Doctor Strange, because he's not in. Benedict Cumberbatch was not
Also not in it.
also not included in this. So when the shit hits the fan, we're gonna need a team to be recruited to now save everybody else, right? And save the universe.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's plenty of space for more people in the next movie, and there's plenty of space for people in this movie. So
Yeah.
Danny says he thinks that Gambit will be the one that we met in Deadpool 3, which, yes, because he was saved in that extra credit scene, although they showed the extra credit scene. It wasn't even an extra credit scene. It was a
It was a
deleted
scene. Yeah.
right. So, but it was released by Ryan Reynolds and them. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure. He said that I think the Fox Universe characters came from the same universe Beast is from, after the Marvel scene. So yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking. But if you notice the difference between Kelsey Grammer's character in the original, he looks completely different. And I love the way he looked at the end of the Marvels, because he looked like Beast from X-Men 97 with the lab coat,
Yeah.
you know, the glasses and that CGI look that really resembled that Beast. So that's why I'm excited, because we're gonna see James Marsden's Cyclops in the red and blue, and we're gonna see like all of that. So, and that's
I hope.
what I'm thinking. But we'll see when we get it.
Yeah.
Also, there's a lot of rumors going on that it's going to end up being, because of the incursion, people don't know, you know, who's friend, who's foe, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to end up being the Avengers versus the X-Men, which was a comic run as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I am a little I do wonder kind of what the idea there, because I know that we have been told that post Secret Wars
Mhm.
there's going to be a mutants movie,
Yes.
which would lead us to believe that there will be mutants that are either a part of the X-Men as we know them, or different X-Men, or just brand new mutants that will create a new X-Men in our 616 MCU. Like I don't know that they. I don't know anything about anything, right? Like, and obviously casual nerds here ain't done the research to know all the different fucking comic book storylines that may be attributed and how they could do this. It's like, cool. All right, well, you're introducing mutants again, and you're introducing them as the X-Men with the same fucking 80-year-old characters that we know. How do we get mutants that will last us for a long time beyond the Fox universe?
So
that's what I'm looking forward to, the
So that
Russo Brothers challenge.
That Mutants movie was announced prior to all of these changes happening in Marvel. That was I think that's one of the movies that ended up.
It's not been taken off the block.
Has it?
I don't believe so. I think the last time that they did a reshuffle, the Mutants was still a part of it. They just pushed it past Secret Wars.
Okay.
From what I remember, the last time that they had talked about, all the forthcoming shits, they mentioned that the Mutants was still on the table, but it would be like, I don't know, 2029 or some shit.
But I really, after mutants are introduced in this fashion, I can't believe, because I think that there
Plus,
were.
remember they did Miss Marvel.
Yeah. But
Miss Marvel's a mutant.
Correct.
In the 616 MCU, not in some alternative universe. So how are they gonna? I look forward to seeing how they do it, but I want to know how they're gonna reconfigure, realign, and bring in mutants that are from a different universe. Are they the ones that are gonna expose the fact that mutants exist in our 616 universe? I'm very interested. I'm excited regardless, but
I think we get a merge.
I think they're up for a challenge.
Get a merge of like the 616 timeline and everything. Again, we're everything is going to intertwine the incursions, and then moving forward, like they said before, at the end of the multiverse saga, everything is just going to now move forward as one timeline. Now, what that means, I have no idea. I don't know if timelines mix. I don't know if, but that's kind of what they imply.
Again, that's what Loki's there for, right?
Exactly.
He's going to manage all of that. Strong arm together.
Yeah, and bring everything together. I mean, and we'll find it out. And honestly, this is making it very interesting, right?
When do we get Doomsday? 27?
Doomsday comes out. No, Doomsday. Doomsday comes out at the end of next year. Yeah. Yeah.
21st of 26.
Yes.
And that's almost a year from now.
And then
that's a year and a month from next year at this time. We is gonna be flipping our shit.
That was the problem. That's what they were announcing. They were announcing this is the current cast, and production starts very soon.
Yeah. I think that's what they said. Production started. It was how they ended it.
Oh, okay. I could have sworn it said like it's starting. Like
maybe that says very soon, or
production
has started.
Regardless, it's moving forward, and this is the cast. Also, I'm gonna have to. I forgot to mention as well. Simu Liu is also Shang-Chi is appearing in
back,
this.
baby.
Yeah, so I'm happy as fuck about that.
Me too.
But also, as of within a day or so at CinemaCon, they just announced that Spider-Man is also going to be releasing in July of 2026. So July of 2026. So it's going to be in between. It's going to be in between Doomsday and Secret War. So whatever goes on in this movie also, I'm assuming, is going to be completely linked with Secret War, and the title is Spider-Man: Brand New Day. So
I didn't realize it was in betweenies. I thought it was after Secret Wars.
no, it's
Oh.
after Doomsday. So it's literally the
Good.
follow-up, because if May 1st is Doomsday, in just a
Oh, not
couple
the same
of
year?
fucking months, yeah, in just a couple of months, we're gonna get Spider-Man.
Okay.
I know, I fuck with that.
And also makes sense why Spider-Man's not in Doomsday.
Yes, 1,000%. And I like the title because it we're getting, nobody knows him anymore.
Yeah.
No one knows who he is. So he's had a whole new lease on life, and he's been doing his own thing, and we get to catch up with, what he's been up to since the last movie, since No Way Home, and how he has to move forward with, not being able to hang out with his friends or not having anyone close. So we're gonna get it. There's small rumors because one person that was cast was I forget her name, the redheaded girl from Stranger Things. She was
Oh
cast.
yeah.
So they're thinking, she may be either a Mary Jane. We finally might actually get Mary Jane Watson in this season, or some people are speculating, which I think is a little bit of a reach, but you never know, that because it's the multiverse saga, we may be getting Tobey Maguire's daughter as her own
Ooh.
Spider-Man, coming, or Spider-Girl in this. So there's some speculation on that.
I don't know why I thought I had heard something. Gwen Stacy. Is that somebody else?
Gwen Stacy is another that's another love interest.
No, I
And
know who she is, but who is that? Is there another actor already cast for that?
No,
For some reason, I thought I heard that Gwen Stacy was going to be in the movie.
there's a lot of rumors, but we don't.
But yeah, a lot of rumors.
There's a lot. I don't think they listed really anyone. Let me see. I'm gonna look real quick.
No, I don't think so. Cool. I mean, I think it'll be interesting setup.
Sorry, the only people that are the three people listed are Tom Holland, Sadie Sink, and Zendaya.
Sadie Sink, that's her name. Yeah.
Yeah. Zendaya, everybody's that's the speculation. Yeah. It's just a very small role, a very small cameo that she does, because she obviously doesn't know, huh?
Zendaya, you think is a small cameo?
It's a very small role because she doesn't know who Peter is.
It doesn't matter. That's part of the story, is her not knowing who he is, but still running into her.
Bro, she's built third.
He knows who she is.
Yeah,
you don't think he's gonna be stalking her ass?
She's billed third on this, which I don't know, doesn't really mean much, but still. Anyway, we'll find out. We have 1 year. And we'll find out. And that right there is exciting to me.
Yeah.
Now, you know what isn't exciting to me is that also within that CinemaCon announcement from Sony, we got the fact that the good news is that Beyond the Spider-Verse actually got its release date. The bad news is it's in June of 2027.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Why?
That's 4 years. 4 years.
It got pushed.
It got pushed.
Like, it's done so well. I'm so confused by that. But I'm always confused by Sony.
So, yes. And again, man, I've been talking, I talk with my the Nerd Bros, right? Is my group chat that I got with my brothers and stuff, right? We were talking a little bit. And what does make sense is that the fact that it was pushed off, right? There are rumors that Sony is currently thinking about or working out a plan to sell the rights of Spider-Man back to Marvel. Because they haven't found any kind of success in it other than Into the Spider-Verse, right? The animation. And, you know, maybe even if they sell the rights back to it, they may work something out where, you know, we want to do the animation, whatever that we'll let them figure that out if those rumors are true. But that is a rumor that they're trying to sell that back to Marvel, which I am currently all about that. Now it is because they've already announced that they were going to take a step back from doing those atrocious Spider-Man villain movies, which made no fucking sense why they would even want to just simply focus on villains. It made no sense. But because they're taking a step back, you know, I think there's some validity to that. And because they were taking a step back, and, you know, this movie was supposed to come out 1 year, literally. Beyond the Spider-Verse was supposed to come out 1 year after Across the Spider-Verse. Now with the announcement of Doomsday and Secret War, this is now coming out just before Secret War. There's some speculation that maybe it took so long because they may be looking to add extra scenes that would play into possibly Miles Morales merging into a live action version of that in Secret War. And these are just rumors. I have no idea, but the alignment of this, it's a stretch. It could be a stretch. But honestly, like if Sony, if all their chips are just like, yeah, fuck it, we're gonna ride this coattails. The only real thing that Marvel had to say about it was, you know, in the past was just like, yeah, we're not gonna do Miles Morales until you know, the Spider-Verse is done, because I think they're doing a great job with that. So if it wraps up just before Secret War, it wouldn't be completely off the table that they recruit Miles Morales in live action to come in and do what he has to do in.
No, it
doesn't have to be a long-term thing.
No, it's just who plays Miles Morales' voice? Like
Malik. What's his name? I don't think he will play live.
That I think will throw people the fuck off if Miles Morales doesn't sound like Miles Morales.
I honestly don't think people would be that thrown off. Into the Spider-Verse. What the hell is Shameik Moore? Now he's expressed.
Yeah, you were way off.
I know. Not way off. I mean,
yeah, you got the meek right.
Right. Now my only problem.
You got the eek.
My only problem with Shameik Moore playing live action Miles Morales is he looks way too old.
Yeah.
So, and it's not too crazy for them to get someone.
I'm not mad at a Miles Morales introduction. I'd be mad if they tried to bring our Miles Morales into the MCU and then it's a different person. And then there's a movie following that it's again Shameik. Like, that would be weird.
It would be, but
like, I'm okay with giving me two different Miles, because I am quite okay with all the Spider-Verse movies not being connected to the MCU. It's a totally different thing.
Sure.
And I'm fine with that. And I'm fine to keep it that way. I'm even okay if they introduce a Miles Morales into the MCU.
Except that they have cross paths. Not Miles Morales specifically, but the MCU and the Into the Spider-Verse have slightly cross paths.
In what way?
I forget which movie it was. I think it was the first Spider-Man movie What's his name? Donald Glover introduces himself to Spider-Man to sell. I think he was selling him some shit. I forgot. I forget the concept. But he was
in
he
the
was
Spider-Man
like,
movie. Yeah, he was
oh,
there.
yeah, my nephew's a big fan.
Yeah.
Spider-Man movie. So he did that. And then in Across the Spider-Verse, we saw Donald Glover dressed in full, like he was trapped in their multiverse in like some sort of bubble prison, dressed as the Prowler.
Yes.
So that there's a connection. I'm just saying that there's a connection there.
But it's not connected to it's not connected to the Spider-Verse movies.
That was the connection. That's what I'm talking about.
No, Donald Glover dressed as the Prowler was in
Spider-Verse.
No, that was live action.
The Spider-Verse, bro. Yes, he was live action in the Across the Spider-Verse movie.
Across the Spider-Verse is not
Is the second movie.
The second Spider-Man movie, not the
Spider-Man into the Across the Spider-Verse.
Wait, no. That was not a live action movie.
It was not. It was an animated movie, but Donald Glover was a live action version of the Prowler in that movie.
Yeah, I'm thinking of.
Yes, and he was originally in
Homecoming.
Yes.
And then he showed up in. I thought he was in the. Wasn't he in the Collector's cage in a glass box in the Collector's wing in the in like the Guardians of the Galaxy movie or something?
No.
Yeah, okay. So he was animated. Donald Glover was
He was not.
He was. There was a human being in the animated movie.
Yes.
Why don't I not remember this?
Right there. It was Donald Glover dressed as Prowler, and Miles Morales walked past him. Animated Miles Morales.
Oh, that's just weird.
It is.
It
happened.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna.
That was the connection.
That means nothing to me. That's Sony being stupid Sony because they own the rights. That's yeah.
But I'm saying though,
God, I don't remember that. How do I not remember that they had a human being person in this animated movie?
Yes, and Danny couldn't have put it better. He was Johnny.
Okay, again. Casual.
Yes. I'm just saying. But I'm just saying like that was a connection between the MCU and the Spider-Verse movie.
I mean, that's about as good of a connection as Tom Hardy's Venom being in the Spider universe as well. Like they're not connected. They're not ever happening. They're not crossing. I feel that's how I feel about that.
Not anymore. Not anymore, but still, that is enough of a connection where it doesn't exactly put that scenario off the table.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I think it was, the people at Sony being able to pull that flex, and they did because they thought it would be cool and interesting and funny.
Right.
But I don't know that it goes the opposite direction. The people at Disney saying that they're gonna do. I don't know. I don't want to see that. I want to see Miles Morales in the MCU. I don't want the Miles Morales that we've had from Spider-Verse in there because it would be fucking weird to me, man.
Yeah, I respect
it's already
that.
Weird as fuck. It's already so damn confusing, and I'm already. I got the nerd half of the casual, so
sure. Let's see. No, I agree with you on that. Like, I would like to see Miles Morales be his own thing in this, but of course, because of now. Okay, first of all, the question is because originally they said that both movies were voiced and created at the same time. They were only supposed to be 1 year apart. Then all of a sudden there were delays. Like, what exactly was delaying it? You know what I mean? When it came to the
I didn't even
Spider-Verse.
know that.
So then now there's delays, and now that they're doing Doomsday, Secret War, all of these things are coming together. Surprisingly, remember the last time we talked about Beyond the Spider-Verse, they said it was canceled indefinitely. So with it being canceled I do remember that. Not canceled, but postponed indefinitely.
Yeah.
And we didn't know when that was going to happen. Now it just so happens that they released the date, and it's going to be 2027, just before Secret War. So like, it's just there's some things there that are just like, okay, all right.
I will say that I would love to share this optimism, but having seen my not only 2 episodes, but of my Fucking With show, I realized that these studios just be bullshitting and just be trying to put shit together in order to squeeze every fucking dollar out of us. So whether there's a grand master plan, I give Kevin Feige that.
Sure.
But it'll be hard to put Sony on that same map.
I don't think Sony has many chips on the Spider-Man table. And I think that they will absolutely jump at the fact to, at the chance to make any kind of money, because that would mean, even if because Beyond the Spider-Verse is supposed to be the last in that series, so they're not going to make any more than that. And that would just mean that if they agreed to have Miles Morales in that, and they have a stake in that, they're going to make even more money with the fucking colossal, amount of money that they're going to be fucking making with Secret War. Now we are finally back to a point where people are hyped over these Avengers movies. And I think Marvel actually knows, like, there's a lot riding on this. So, and Sony would be stupid. Even if they're signing shit over, they probably...
Does Sony make money off of those movies?
Yes, because they're officially the ones who own the rights to Spider-Man. They made a deal with Marvel Studios.
I know, but like, I don't remember in Captain America Civil War or Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame. Was it a Marvel Studios / Sony production? I don't think so. Like, they didn't have there wasn't no Sony production at the beginning of the movie. It's just Marvel Studios. So like, I think I don't know that are they getting a percentage of that film, or did they just get paid to allow Spider-Man to be in it, like they got paid a flat fee to allow Spider-Man to be a part of the MCU films. Like, sure. I don't know if they're getting like a cut of each movie, like as if they're producers.
Okay, so I just did the research, or I just did a search right now, and it says that in their Spider-Man deal, Sony retains 95% of the profits from the Spider-Man films, with Marvel / Disney receiving around 25% of the profits and a share in merchandise, while Marvel contributes roughly 25% of the financing for Spider-Man, for Sony's Spider-Man movies.
Okay. Well, ain't got shit to do with Marvel movies then.
What do you mean?
You said that
Sony retains 95% of profits from Spider-Man films.
Spider-Man movies. Yeah, not Marvel movies. They don't make no money off of Marvel movies.
No, yes, I'm talking about the Spider-Man Marvel movie.
No. Yes, the Spider-Man Marvel movies. Yes, but not the Infinity Wars and the team up movies.
No, but I'm sure they have some sort of deal in place.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Off of what you, I know they making money off of the Spider-Man movies,
Right.
but I'm saying, do they make money off of any of the Avengers or any of the team up movies that Spider-Man shows up in? So in this case, we're talking about Secret Wars and Dooms. Well, we know he's not in Doomsday, but or at least we're suspecting thus far he's not in Doomsday. So if he's going to show up in Secret Wars and maybe Miles Morales also shows up in Secret Wars,
Sure.
are they going to make bread off of that? Like, is there a Sony incentive to allow that? I don't believe so. I think the incentive is by allowing the Tom Hardy owned by Sony Spider-Man to appear in the larger Tom Holland. Yes. Excuse me. The Tom Holland Spider-Man to appear in these larger Marvel MCU movies. It drives interest for Sony to be able to sell tickets to their own movies, which is where the partnership kind of goes in place. But I don't know that there's any benefit, at least not monetarily, for them to now throw Miles Morales in there, and it'd be like a totally different Miles Morales.
No, you're right. It says Sony does not directly make money from the Avengers movies where Spider-Man appears, as those are Marvel Studios productions, but they do make money from the Spider-Man solo films and related merchandise. I mean, yes, I agree with that. But also I think that if they wanted to, if Marvel thought like, hey, I want to use Miles Morales, I think negotiations would start again. And again, if the rumors and now let's kick it back into that. If the rumors are true that they're trying to sell the rights of Spider-Man back to Marvel Studios, if that deal is done, then all of this is null and void, right? They're able to do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
So, I agree, Danny. He says, man, I just want to see Hugh Jackman and Tobey Maguire in one scene together. Please. Yeah, we're all just asking for the most. We're back to thinking very, very highly of what's going to go on in these Marvel movies, and we need to bring ourselves back down.
Where's Mephisto?
Where is Mephisto? Let's see. Do I want to talk about that? This I thought was interesting, and we can touch on it a little bit just to get off of Marvel. But Warner Brothers, Warner Brothers are they're taking a very interesting approach, and I wanted to hear your thoughts on this. So apparently, they when it comes to AI generated trailers on YouTube that are not accurate at all, obviously, instead of asking YouTube to take those down, Warner Brothers is asking that when that happens, they want they want to be able to monetize off of that. So take the rights away from the creator, since it's using our property. Let it live on YouTube, but give us all of the profits.
That's an interesting take,
right? I thought so too. And
I feel like it's a de-incentivizer.
De-incentivizer? What do you mean?
You're going to do it regardless.
Right.
You, as in the people that make these AI trailers, are going to do it regardless.
Correct.
However, if you find out that every time you do that, you're not going to make any money off of it, people will stop doing it. Eventually, right? People will find there's less of a reason to make these fake AI trailers that you think will get you popularity and probably dollars.
I like that thought process.
And so if any, what they're saying is, sure, you know what? We can't continue to do takedown notices to YouTube constantly over and over. Because the next, rabbit's gonna pop out the next hole, right? That is just keep whack-a-moling. And instead, what if we force Google to pay us because we own the rights to the fake bullshit that's being created? Pay us, and they don't get any money. And so why keep making these videos? I'm gonna pivot and start making Marvel fake trailers, or Pixar fake trailers, or some other.
I didn't think about that.
That's where I'm thinking the idea behind that goes, because it's odd that they would allow it to live, especially knowing that it's bullshit. And maybe
and really it doesn't really hurt them, because with these
still driving interest,
AI,
right?
It's driving an interest in Superman and whatever. And also it's like, sure, you want to create some fake shit, we'll take your money, like whatever.
Yeah.
People are still clicking in. There are a few people that reach out to me and they go, is this real? Is this a real trailer? And they're like, no, that's like that's not a real trailer at all. Yeah. But instead of having, fighting that fight of, take that down, they make a new one, they put it up, and then it's take that down. Yeah, I like that thought process of, sure, hey, if this happens, give us let it live, but give us the money, right? The monetary rights over this.
Yeah.
And that really, that incentivizes them to create that shit.
Yeah. If you're not making any money off of it, why the fuck you spending all this time doing this AI shit?
It will no longer go toward they could pick any other fucking character, but I like that. I like that thought.
Yeah. In that case, I'll say the lawyers win.
Yeah, the lawyers win. Yeah, no, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. It's like, all right. You want to fight fire with fire? I'm tired of spending money on the lawyers and telling people to take it down. So, hey, would y'all mind? Like, if this shit happens, give us the money.
I wonder if that's a JG move.
It could be. Yeah.
Sounds like something Lloyd Gunn would do.
I mean, it's Warner Brothers, but he's more DC, right?
He's straight. Like from what I've heard you're right. This is Warner Brothers, not DC. He's the DC studio head. Mm-hmm. But what I've heard is that there's rumor that his partner at DC Studios,
Safran.
I remember what? Yeah, Safran.
Safran.
Yeah, that they're trying to make him the new Warner Brothers head.
Yes, I did hear that. Yes. Yep. Okay. Yeah. I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm sure if there's talk about him being the head of Warner Brothers, that means he's got to be like involved with a bunch of extra Warner Brothers shit outside of DC, which is even like, pushing his name up there, which again, based off of my new crush TV show, is ripe for lots of drama. Let's just say.
No,
I can see that. So, that's I have no idea if it's his idea, but the whole concept is interesting. Yeah, I didn't hear that they were doing that. That's a bold stance there, Warner Brothers.
And I commend it. I applaud it. I like it. And then this is hot off the press, at least from earlier today, and I thought this was a very interesting news, and I sent it to Dave because it involves his boy, but his response was, I don't believe that shit for a second. Like, you're not getting me with that April Fool's bullshit.
Oh.
The very first sentence in this is like I don't care what the calendar says. This is not an April Fool's joke. It's the very first sentence in this article, and it's that Once Upon a Time is coming out with a follow-up movie that is currently in the works, starring Brad Pitt, directed by David Fincher, with a script written by Quentin Tarantino. Now, the reason why, he was like, Quentin wouldn't allow that. But if you really think about it, right, this is where I think that there's some validity to it, right? He wants 10 movies where he directs, and then he's walking away from directing, right? There's more to this story that he wants to get out.
Escape clause.
This is not his 10th movie that he wants to release.
Right.
So it's completely plausible that he goes to David Fincher and goes, "Hey, I want you to direct the next, the follow-up to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I have the script already done." So that is completely in my mind, it's plausible. Because he does not want to walk away from directing right now, obviously, because he had the 10th movie lined up, The Movie Critic, and then completely walked away from that.
Yeah.
And scrapped it. So that's where I'm thinking. Like this movie, he really wants to get out there. He will probably work with David Fincher on, how he envisions this. And he trusts David Fincher to deliver. David Fincher has worked with Brad Pitt numerous times, right? With Seven and a bunch of other, classic movies. So he trusts him completely to do that. But this is just not the last movie that he wants on his directorial resume that before he walks away. So I think it's plausible. Dave was like, no way Quentin would allow that to happen. And then we started discussing it. He's like, you know me though. I'm gonna fuck with it. But I just thought that it was very interesting news that I did not expect to read today.
Yeah, has Quentin done this before, written and not directed?
Yes, but not a movie that's a direct,
not one of his own,
sequel,
not a sequel to
one of his movies, right?
Has he ever done a sequel?
I'm sure. I'm looking up his. I don't think he has, because he has that rule of he's going to do 10 movies before he walks away.
Yeah.
So he's written a number of movies, and he's like on his let's see, but he hasn't. The only sequel he did was Kill Bill Volume 2.
Sure. Yeah. That was, I don't really consider that a sequel. It was one movie split into 2 movies.
That's true, but it's still counted as
it will count as a sequel, but it's not like you created a cool concept, let's follow it up with something else. Like that's more of that's why it's a volume 1, volume 2, not a part 1, part 2.
Sure.
I totally I'm in agreement with you. I go along with what you say. I feel like Quentin wanted to go out on something powerful, was doing The Movie Critic, got hit in with the writer's strike, was like, now that I got this pause, I'm looking at it and it's not what I really want to be my swan song. Yeah. And then probably just went back to looking at his shit again and was like, man, I probably could add a little bit more to this. Like I just got inspired to some extra shit.
He even wrote a fucking
cool shit.
He wrote
I could do about Once Upon a Time.
So For Once
Yeah.
Upon a Time in Hollywood, he obviously loves that.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's always been very nostalgic of that era.
Sure.
And so I could see him just going back to that and just writing some shit and then being like, fuck, this came out so good,
Mhm.
but I can't make this my last movie. I have to go to someone else.
Yeah.
And then just pitching it to a studio to be bought. I could see that.
Right.
I'm
So-
not mad as Dave on it.
No. Yeah, and that was his just initial reaction because I caught him with some news that he didn't know about.
Yeah.
Like, what? I was like, yeah. See, I wish you would have been on the pod tonight because I honestly wanted to hit you with that to see what you would say. He was like, you would have got hit with some anger. But no, I mean, I look forward to it. I think I think that that's going to be a dope addition to that. And David Fincher has the chops to do it, and I think Quentin Tarantino will be heavily involved in making sure that comes out the way that he envisioned it. So, but I thought that was pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm down with that. David Fincher. I'm trying to think of what are the shits from him that I'm besides like Seven and Fight Club. What else has he done that I'm like big on?
Let's see, David Fincher.
Ooh, The Game.
Yeah, I
Zodiac,
used to love the game.
Panic Room. Okay. Benjamin Button. Okay.
Gone Girl.
Gone Girl. That's good. Killer. That was good. Social Network. Wow, I didn't know he did Social Network. Did I know he did Social Network?
Probably not.
It's
He has
just so
90
like a
movies.
not the same as any of these other movies.
Love, Death, and Robots. He was one of the directors for that. Mindhunter. He was a director for that.
Robots. World War Z. The Girl with the series.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I like his style. It is
Alien 3.
matches well.
Alien 3.
Yeah, that's
I mean, but that was in 92. So
you know, you can't win them all
right.
early in his career.
But who wrote
Um, But I mean, geez, that's so early in his career. I mean, right after that, he's doing Seven, and then The Game, and then Fight Club. Like, killer.
Yeah, but also, I mean, the writers for Alien, it wasn't the same writers, I don't believe.
Yeah.
'Cause
I mean, I know that I'm a fan of Fincher's work. Like when I hear the name, I'm not like, this dude sucks.
Sure.
No, he usually has some dope like
I know it was the same
psycho
writers.
thrillers. I could be into it.
Yeah, he does his shit. And honestly, for me, it's one, he has some dope shit. And then two, I think that I watched Benjamin Button with my dad one of the I don't know how that relates, but
I don't know why your dad thought you were gay after that, but that's hilarious. Sorry, Danny. My brother Danny.
yeah, he thought I was gay when I was randomly masturbating to Brad Pitt, but everyone does it.
The old Brad Pitt too.
Yeah, the old Brad Pitt. Oh man.
It's okay to cry.
Man. So anyway, I like the concept. I think that was dope. So that's all I have for now. I think anything else that I have here could wait for another week or so. So
There we go.
so yeah, what you fucking with, bro?
Oh, I've said it so many times. I've alluded it to so many times this episode. I am fucking with The Studio.
that's
on Apple TV
so
Plus.
fucking funny, bro.
What's that?
I said that shit is so fucking funny.
Yes, it's fucking funny, and it's so well done.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's
Episode
they
2
gave
had
us
me
the
literally
teasers.
laughing out loud, bro.
They gave us the teasers, and we were like, okay, this will be a cool like insight to how movies are made or whatever. And it is, but it's also fucking funny. Like Seth Rogen is Seth Rogen, but the rest of the
Catherine
supporting
Hahn,
cast, Catherine
fucking-
Hahn is killing it. There's just even freaking Walter White comes in, and I was like, oh shit, look at him, my man came through and killed it too.
Mhm.
It's a great cast. There's some even just the way when it starts, I was like, is that Paul Dano? That's got to be Paul Dano, right?
Sure is.
And
There's a lot of cameos that I seen.
mad cameos, the directors,
Yep.
everybody. It's such a
Era.
it's a cool like meta. Again, this is the type of show you would have expected to see on HBO
Mhm.
if it was 10 years ago.
Yep.
Like, this is an HBO caliber show. Apple TV Plus is once again proving that it doesn't matter if they lose $1 billion a year on this fucking channel. They are dropping gems, and y'all all need to sign up and just don't cancel it. Like, just fucking stick watching Apple TV Plus, because they're not failing. Like, they just ended a dope, like one of the best series of all time in Severance, and they immediately follow it up with one of the funniest, well-positioned, poignant shows out there.
Yeah.
With the studio. It's just gonna fucking keep rocking. Not to mention, I'm also fucking with Dope Thief, which is also on Apple TV Plus, which
Thief is
also fucks.
Yes.
Two completely different type of shows,
Mhm.
but shit, Dope Thief is fire as well. Brian Tyree Henry, Wagner Moura, however the fuck you say his name, Mr. Brazilian, aka Pablo Escobar from Narcos.
Yep.
Which he looks so different as a
He
skinny
does.
dude.
I was wondering where he was from, and I was like, oh, okay. Now that you said he was Escobar, yeah.
Yeah, he was also in
Mora.
Civil War. That's where I
yes,
really
yes,
remember him from, because
Yep.
he looks exactly the same as he was in Civil War.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, he was fucking Pablo Escobar in Narcos. He does
He was
not look
fucking
anything
Pablo
like that
Escobar in
character.
Narcos?
Yeah.
You didn't get it. Never mind.
Oh. he was not fucking Pablo Escobar.
So yeah, no, both of those shows, yes, I'm definitely fucking with. The fucking season finale of Reacher was fire.
Yes.
Oh, yo, they built up the anticipation and did not disappoint with
Not
that
at all.
fight between that fucking giant and him at the end, yo.
Did not
Did not
disappoint at all.
At all, yo.
Ollie, I mentioned it earlier. That dude, I don't remember. I don't know the actor's name, but that dude is a fucking beast.
Yo.
Like, there was no way. I was like, there's no way. He's Reacher's not going to kill this guy, but he has to survive because it's Reacher, right? Reacher doesn't die. But how the fuck is Reach? Like, I knew he had to somehow. I figured it would be some sort of weapon death. And yeah,
But they kept going.
They just kept going and going, and then it was like, oh, he drowned. That makes sense. Nope.
No. His name is Oliver Richards, which
Oliver Richards.
Yeah, Alan Richson is Jack Reacher, and Oliver Richards is the guy who's
Oliver. Imagine being 6'10" in 7th grade and people making fun of your name being Oliver.
If you're 6'10" and at 17, nobody's making fun of your name.
You're like, oh, that's my boy Ollie.
And yeah, it's like, have you seen that guy? Nah, I'm good.
Oh shit.
So yeah. So anyway, those were the mainly. Also, I'm fucking with those as well. Yes, the Pit. We are all caught up on the Pit, and that shit is fucking crazy.
Yes, Leo.
It's fire. We're fucking with that.
Pit is fire.
That shit is
This is-
crazy.
this is
If you like hospital dramas, like that is insanely accurate to what these people like witness.
Yeah. If you really want to see the accuracy, I think I mentioned this before on a previous show, but you could check out the Dr. Mike on YouTube. He has gone through like the first 3 or 4 episodes and breaks down what the fuck these people are saying in each episode and like confirms how accurate this shit is. Where he's like literally calling shit out, and then 3 seconds later they'll play a clip. He was like, "Oh, yep, that's exactly what I just said." Right? Like, damn, I got it. It's the most accurate hospital drama ever to be put on TV.
I never thought that I would know what an IO is, and apparently it's when someone is when they're not conscious enough for you to actually stick fluids in them or some shit. They stick that shit directly into your bone marrow by drilling into your shit to get you what you need. So
that's fucking wild.
Yes, very wild shit. I was just like, they keep saying IO, and I researched it. I was like, oh, okay. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're fucking drilling into the bone marrow to get you what you need. So
that's because the patient screams, IO.
Yeah, probably.
No, that shit is amazing show. 100%.
Great show. I was also going
to wraps up this week.
I was also going to throw out there, it just started a few days ago, but Mobland.
Ooh, I need to start that.
Yeah. Starring Tom Hardy. And Pierce
Brosnan.
It's a Guy Ritchie TV show.
Mirren.
Yes.
Helen Mirren.
Yep. Helen Mirren.
Yep.
It's a Guy Ritchie directed TV show on Prime.
Paramount.
Paramount.
No.
I watched it through Prime, but I believe you're right. I believe it is Paramount. Either way,
I don't know. It's one of those two.
That shit is fire. Only one episode is out, and I'm fucking with it. Very heavy. So I'm very into that. Other than that, I can't quite think of anything else. Is there anything else I'm missing?
I thought I had something. I called out Dope Thief. I know that there's
for wrestling fans, he said Alien season.
I haven't seen yet. I've heard really good things, so I can't say I'm fucking with it, but I will be fucking with it probably, but before the next time we record, because I just keep hearing dope ass shit about adolescence on Netflix.
Finished it, yes. So I am fucking with that.
Okay,
I already finished it. It's 4 episodes.
Yeah, it's very short. I like these 4 episode series on Netflix.
Very dope show. 4 episodes. And I shared it with you before, but I'll share it with our audience. Another thing that made me watch it was the fact that every episode was shot in one take. So
right. Yeah.
The actors were saying that they would just rehearse the shots and how they're going to do it. And the entire the 4 episodes was shot in a total of 14 takes.
That's wild.
4 episodes, and it's literally just a one-shot take the entire time.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's very good. And the story arc, in case you're not familiar with it, is a 13-year-old boy is accused of murdering someone, and it starts off right there where he's getting arrested and the family's trying to figure shit out. So very cool show on Netflix.
Yeah. And then circling back to the studio, second episode is a one shot entire episode.
Yes.
And you're like, the whole time. Not only is it funny, the whole time you're like, how the fuck are they getting these shots?
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, like another shout out to the studio.
Yeah, that second
All right.
second episode honestly has made me really it made me laugh out loud for real.
Yeah.
Like I
For
like
real, for real.
I was like, holy shit. Seth Rogen is him and his boys fucking what's his name? Evan Goldberg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, those two when they come together, man, they make magic, bro.
For sure.
Anyway,
Yeah, they're great.
I think that's all I'm really fucking with. So, yeah, that's all I got. You have anything else to add to this stellar conversation, my friend?
I'll just say it. We don't need Dave.
Yeah, he's gonna listen to this, and he's not gonna make it this far.
I was just gonna say he ain't gonna make it this far into the episode anyway, so I can say it now.
Oh man. Well, if you have nothing else to throw in there, guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode. We appreciate you made it this far. That means you really fuck with us, so we fuck with you. Remember to rate, review, subscribe to the podcast wherever it is that you are listening. And if you are interested in joining in on the conversation, join us every single Tuesday on Twitch or YouTube, where we go live to air this episode. And then you can comment, and then we'll throw you up on the screen and we'll have a laugh, and you can add to the dialogue the same way Leo and Danny do every week.
Word.
So, and we appreciate y'all for sure. But remember, next week, we are going to be switching everything over to Insensitive Culture presents Casual Nerds. It's going to be the same type of content, a little bit more Hollywood heavy. We can try to throw in some regular news in there, but I think we just want to really focus on being nerds and get our nerdy shit off, because that's where we shine, honestly. It's too crazy in the political world. We're not trying to focus on that right now.
No.
So, but anyway, we'll catch you next week. We love you. Peace.
Peace.